What's happening, ladies and gentle people? My name is Michael and welcome to another Skyrim build. This build is called the Harbinger, and as you'd expect, it is a Companions Guild character. She wasn't always the Harbinger, and her backstory goes like this. The Harbinger grew up in Hammerfell and lived with her family of Nords. Her parents once lived in Skyrim but had moved to Hammerfell to be with some very close friends. Her father was once a member of the Companions, and he had spent much of his life doing quests in Skyrim with a Redguard man, his best friend. This Redguard man, however, was the son of an extremely rich family, and after his parents passed away, he couldn't resist going back to Hammerfell to claim his inheritance. He didn't want to leave his Nord friend, however, but the Nord said he would actually go with him and have a change in lifestyle. The two had matured, their joints had become quite damaged, and they had accomplished much good in their lives. They moved to Hammerfell and started their new life there, and this is of course where the Harbinger's life begun. She grew up hearing tales of her father in the Companions and wanted to one day join them. Her genetics were impeccable, and she was faster, stronger, and more coordinated than any other people of her age, regardless of their gender. She spent a lot of time around the son of the Redguard man, and he was nice, but he lacked ambition in life, and he was weak in his attitude and physical ability. As she reached adulthood, it was quite clear that her father and his Redguard friend were planning to have her marry the Redguard son, and after her father suggested this a few too many times, she refused for the final time and left. It was not the best goodbye, but there was no hatred or anger between her and her family. She simply desired a more Nordic life, the life her father had lived and claimed to be so fulfilling. She had been trained by her father to fight in armor and handle heavy weapons effectively, but this was not enough for her. She didn't want her natural talents and more so her crazy desire to be a warrior go to waste. She's not the kind of girl who wants to be a wife and headed to Skyrim in order to join the Companions. There is a minor hiccup when she is caught on the border and almost dies, but of course after escaping she will help the Companions who she finds fighting a giant and join their clan. She will devote her life to their teachings, however after finding out about their werewolf curse, she will definitely be surprised. While at first ashamed, she will learn not to judge the Companions whom possess this ability, but she will cure herself of lycanthropy. She greatly wants to be drinking mead in the halls of Sovngarde after one day dying, and not spend an eternity looking for prey in the hunting grounds of Hircine. After much dedication to the Companions, she will of course lead them to prosperity and become the Harbinger. The gear for the Harbinger is a full set of ancient Nordic armor, however you'll only wear the helmet if you're in the midst of combat, otherwise we think it's nice to see the character's face. You'll be using Wuthrad once you get it, and until then we recommend using whatever battle axe you like. You will also be using the Amulet of Talos to fit in with the true Nord nature of the build, and also to reduce your shout cooldowns. The shouts we're going with are Dismay to send your foes running in fear, and also Elemental Fury. Elemental Fury is the main shout of this build and will make you swing your battle axe extremely fast, which counters its not so impressive damage. Also, until you get Dismay, you can use your Nord race battle cry power. The other gear for the Harbinger is actually a bunch of potions, and these potions will improve her two-handed damage, making Wuthrad more powerful. We've actually created some trademark potions for this build, and they are Fortify Two-Handed and Resist Fire as a potion, and also Fortify Two-Handed, Resist Fire, and Fortify Stamina Regeneration all in one bottle. To make the potion without the stamina regen, you're going to mix the Dragon's Tongue Flower with Fly Amanita, and then if you want to have stamina regen too, you're just going to add a bee. Of course, you'll make other potions and carry those you find like general ones to increase stamina and health, but those are the main ones you'll want to create and use in your playstyle. Looking at skills, the Harbinger has two-handed, alchemy, smithing, heavy armor, and block. You can find a link to all the perks you need in the description along with our social media page links, which you can follow for extra FudgeMuppet updates and material. Two-handed is going to be used to wield your mighty battle axe with masterful coordination and cause as much damage as possible, and your heavy armor skill will allow you to protect yourself against enemies and be more maneuverable than expected. Smithing will be used to forge your armor and enhance it, and you actually can't use smithing on Wuthrad, but as I said, this will be countered by alchemy. Alchemy will be used for all the potions you create to make you deal even more damage, and you actually won't be using any poisons. The Harbinger considers poisons an assassin's tool and believes them to be cruel to enemies. Opponents should be defeated swiftly, not die slowly due to painful afflictions. Finally, block will be used for powerful bashing and the quick reflexes perk. This perk represents the sharp footwork and agile reaction times of the Harbinger. When an enemy power attacks you, time slows down and you can whip around behind them or to the side and strike them down. You'll also notice that you get a unique power bash with the battle axe that many people actually never have seen before. Instead of just pushing forwards with the weapon, you spin the back end upwards to stagger your enemies. Power bashes are really effective for combat, but of course we find that this animation is awesome for roleplaying because it makes you feel like a true master of your weapon. The playstyle for the Harbinger is all about speed and honor. You will want to kill your enemies as fast as you can, with clean blows giving them quick and painless deaths. This philosophy not only promotes respect, but ensures you're an efficient killer at the same time. Upon entering battle, drink your favorite alchemical mixture to make you swing with much force, constantly have your energy replenished, and be resistant to any fire mages or burning attacks. I find it much cooler to rationalize the effects of potions like this. Instead of thinking that it makes your two-handed better, it makes you swing harder, and instead of having stamina regeneration, it makes you feel more energetic. Like with the Imperial Ranger build who used Fortify Archery, I said his potion improves his eyesight. But anyways, you'll use your potion and then shout with either Dismay or 95% of the time with Elemental Fury. We use Dismay to make enemies flee in terror who are not worthy of a proper fight. This build is all about honor, and the way we rationalize using Dismay is that it gets rid of enemies who are a waste of time. Dismay is quite weak late game, and therefore while the Harbinger respects her enemies on the battlefield, she sees no reason to honor a skeever or low level thief. After using Elemental Fury, proceed to pull out Wuthred, put on your helmet, and rush into battle, cutting down your enemies as fast as you can. Sideways power attacks are a favorite of the Harbinger, and with Elemental Fury they look amazing. You'll also want to take advantage of quick reflexes and deliver attacks from all directions, circling your opponents who are foolish enough to power attack against such an agile warrior. The stat spread for the Harbinger is 70% health and 30% stamina. Of course, there's no need for magicka investment, and 30% stamina has been chosen as a nice amount for sprinting and plenty of power attacks. You won't need any more stamina than this, especially because you will be utilizing the Elemental Fury shout, causing your DPS to be extremely high and therefore eliminating the need for ridiculous amounts of power attacks. You'll also have stamina regeneration from your potions. 70% health will make this hardy Nord even hardier, and goes well with all warrior characters as you're always up in the face of the enemy, taking heavy hits but dealing them back twice as hard, or in this case, twice as fast. For our standing stone, the Harbinger will be going with the tanky Lord Stone for a 25% magic resistance and 50 more points of armor rating. This just makes the character harder to defeat for all types of enemies and fits better than any other standing stones available. And that wraps up this week's Skyrim build, the Harbinger. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe for more Skyrim builds every week, and of course, Fallout 4 builds. Like this video if you love nerding out with Bethesda games, and I look forward to bringing you all more content again very soon.